After a year-long wait, Pokémon Champions has finally launched on Nintendo Switch, and while I don't think it's as criminally bad as so many people are trying to claim, I don't exactly think it's something that we should be celebrating either. From the moment it was announced, I've been excited for Champions because I desperately want to see the competitive Pokémon TCG and VGC grow and thrive. And in regards to the VGC, Pokémon Champions promise to be exactly what the scene needs, a revival of the competitive spirit of Pokémon. Which sounds great and all, but ever since I opened the game, I've spent less time battling Pokemon and more time battling a crippling depression. Sorry not sorry, the game shouldn't have been released, or at the very least should not be made the immediate replacement for all future VGC tournaments going forward. Before I get to the core of my whining, I have to give what few flowers I can because I can't claim to advocate for the betterment of competitive Pokemon if all I'm gonna do is sit here and complain about how bad things are without ever shedding light on the good. So here it is. The battling's actually some of the best I've ever played. I'm not gonna say that I'm among the best players in the world. There are players out there that could clean my clock any day of the week with a Magikarp, but I feel I'm skilled enough to know that what we got truly isn't the worst thing in the world. If anything, it's a big step forward in welcoming a new generation of competitive players, considering how easy it is to obtain a Pokemon and train it to be competitively viable. The downsides to this new system, one of which has been met with a considerable amount of criticism and another I feel has gone almost completely unnoticed, is that IVs no longer exist and you can't actually just import a legal Pokemon into the game. As a Trick Room enjoyer, I'm gonna miss the ability to selectively underspeed my Pokemon, which may very well mean the death of my Professor Guru strat. But I have to argue in favor of everybody with a job.
Sorry, said a slur.
Because not everyone has the freedom like me and a lot of other people to no-life this game and burn a couple hundred hours to get the perfect competitive Pokemon. And if the community truly wants to gripe and moan about generated Pokemon, as if a legitimate Pokemon isn't the same construct of code, then the line has to be drawn somewhere to allow casual players the ability to test the waters of the competitive scene. And though I hate to see IVs go, when it comes to the health of the VGC, the removal of individual values was the best decision they could have made in my opinion. Now, about Pokémon Home, I have no doubt this is either user error or an unintended bug, so I truly hope I'm wrong about this because as it stands, it's a bit of a gamble whether or not the Pokemon you're trying to have visit Pokémon Champions will actually ever make it there in the end. Several people have reported that their Mons ended up perma-stuck in the Aether after failing to make it to Champions, but successfully leaving Pokemon Home. I haven't had to struggle with this issue, at least I don't think I have. I've imported a lot of Pokemon, but I haven't noticed that any have disappeared. But to be honest, I haven't fully checked, so who knows? I might got somebody in limbo. But what I have experienced is Pokemon Home refusing perfectly legal and legitimate Pokemon denied entry for any number of undisclosed reason, and the only error you get is one or more of your Pokemon can't be sent to Champions. What makes this feel like an especially fresh wad of spit in your face is then opening up the recruitment tab and having one of those Pokemon you tried to import show up as one of the recruitments. This likely isn't intentional by design, but I'm in the mood to cope, and a lot of you are easily rage baited. So it should go without saying that this level of gatekeeping from the devs in a game that's supposed to make it easier to battle Pokemon is absurd. I'm kidding, but only half kidding, because there's no reason someone should have to waste hours and hours just trying to import their Pokemon with no explanation as to why that transfer is failing. And considering how dog awfully slow the Pokemon Home app is, and how you're also gatekept from having more than 3 teams at a time, the juggling of Pokemon in and out of Champions is more frustrating and time-consuming than it's ever actually worth. To the point where you start to feel pressure to purchase the subscription that lets you have 15 teams. Oh! too. Who would have thought quality of life behind a paywall? I can't help but feel that the game is just Trojan by design. No, it's not going to give your Switch malware so you can stop searching how to install Norton on your Switch. I just can't shake the feeling that it's specifically designed to give us just enough so that we accept it with open arms. Home compatibility was such a big point of contention with the release of Legend ZA that I feel it's being strategically used to create a guise of fan service when really it's just trying to get us to ignore the glaring flaw that will inevitably become the epicenter of Champion's identity. Monetization. I get it. Games aren't free. You don't need to repeat that in everybody's comments that criticizes this game. Even though Champions doesn't cost anything to download, it still costs money for them to operate. So monetization is an inevitability, but maybe you'll agree, or maybe your brain's soup and you'll disagree. I don't think monetization should come at the expense of the player's experience. To be wholly transparent, I am gonna no-life this game like you wouldn't believe. And if you ask me this time next year, there's a good chance my hours played on Champions are probably gonna be in the 4 digits. But if you don't have the time or ability for whatever reason to play this game for a few hours daily, I can't see you enjoying this game without feeling pressured or forced to purchase their subscription. It's set up in such a specific way that there's enough for you to feel like there's a lot of room to move until you suddenly reach the glass walls and you have no other option than to open your wallet and feed them another $15 a month. And that's the thing I hate about this game the most. To have the default expected experience with Pokemon Champions, you have to have 3 different subscriptions at all times. One of them in which is required for you to play the game at all. Champions isn't the bridge between casual and competitive Pokemon like it was chalked up to be. I'm sorry, it's not. Instead, I fear it's just another avenue for Game Freak to spoon feed a subscription to its player base, instead of delivering a product, paid or otherwise, that respects their players' time, their passion, and dedication to the IP. Pokemon Champions is good, don't get me wrong, but I fear this just proves that Game Freak is headed in the direction of prioritizing monetization over the player base that's stuck with them since 1995.